Hello and welcome everybody to the second part of Saturday's matches. Starting today, we have once again me on GeForce and Bay. How are you, Bay?
Hi, Fours. Yeah, it's going well, thanks.
It's your OWC debut. Let's give it all for this exciting match and the exciting matches to come, because we do have a few exciting ones in store. We did have a bit of a break from the last match, which was streamed in this one, because of that's just the way the schedule was working and everyone could reschedule but didn't have a priority to be streamed. And the staff also needs a bit of a break in between. So in essence, for now we have Romania and Denmark, and afterwards Germany and Canada, and maybe a few other ones. But for now, Romania and Denmark. Two interesting mid-tier seeds. This match is probably going to decide the second seed in the group. Both are really interesting teams because they have two really strong members on most of the maps, especially Romania being a two-man lineup. And Denmark being an interesting lineup in general, having a higher seed this time around, getting some more PP plays in there for some higher seedings. So they'll go be the, in quotes, favorites to win this. But Bay, what do you think about this upcoming match?
I think this is going to be one of the closest games we've seen so far. The group that they're in, Group G, featuring the OWC 27 champion teams, Poland and Italy being the unseeded team. Like, this group is super undecided in my eyes. Like, Italy and Denmark are two very underrated teams. This is Denmark's first year as a high-seeded team. They've kind of been creeping up over the last couple, so I think this is really their year to leap into the big leagues and hopefully get out of groups. For this match, as you mentioned, Romania's roster featuring very well-known player Rohok, who's sort of been a big influence in the Romanian successes over the year. And their new captain, Bado, has been a really impressive technical player this year, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. As for who will win this match, I really cannot say right now. It's just these teams are too close, but I would think that Denmark have the slight edge.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that case. I think Denmark has the slight edge. I think they just have a lot more options with their teammates to swap in and swap out and have them perform on the maps. Sporklova, Serki are really good players. And on the other side, as I said, Bedo and Rohak, for example, are also exceptional. This is definitely let's hopefully see a close match. If it isn't, unfortunately, that's just the way it is sometimes, but I will definitely expect a close one for this one.
I haven't seen a tiebreaker yet so far throughout this group stages. Could this be?
Yeah, also, one thing we do have to mention is that Poland versus Italy just played. A few minutes ago, it concluded for 3-5 for Poland. So Italy actually got 3 points off of Poland. That's a huge blunder maybe on Poland's part, but also a huge accomplishment on Italy's part. That just shows that the unseeded team has a chance.
It was actually only 2 points for Italy. Sorry to burst everyone's bubble with thinking.
Okay, my bad.
Either way, super impressive stuff from Italy. Poland without Wolf, though, big thing to note. Wolf's impact on that Polish team is a huge factor.
Yeah, I mean, Wolf was missing in that match, but I don't think he's gonna come back maybe the next few hours. There's probably a bunch more matches to be played on. But we've seen more decisive matches between top and high seeds, being a 5-0 stomp. But we see an unseeded team versus the highest seeded team, and the winner from last World Cup. I mean, that definitely says a lot about maybe the performance and just the general state of Poland, but also says a little bit about Italy's performance.
Definitely, and I think being group stages does have an impact on this as well, where we get to the higher later in the later rounds and the maps get harder and harder. You would expect that all-star roster for Poland to really pull out and perform better than perhaps Italy would at that stage. But I mean, as you said, an unseeded team taking any points off the top seed in their group is and I think it speaks a lot for Group G in general as being a really highly competitive group.
Yeah, and I don't think Poland wants to be the France of this year, because
I don't think anyone wants to be the France of this year.
Well, yeah, it just feels bad if it's that close. I mean, they did get a win off the hand, but that should be an expected win. Now, Romania and Denmark maybe are gonna put up an even better fight. But Italy definitely is one scary unseeded team. It's pretty similar to Hong Kong's situation.
Let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing on the screen right now then, shall we? I believe we're in warm-ups for this match. I didn't see who picked this one, but this map, IE, a nice little warm-up map. Lots of... my stream's lagging a lot. I can't really tell if it's a really heavy stream map or if it's the more technical of the map.
It is bursty, I guess you could say. It is more technical, I think. The focus is definitely on the technical parts.
Gonna give all the players a good chance to warm their fingers up.
Yeah, Rohan currently is rocking the hidden hard rock, also the no fair, just in case. It is a warm-up, so it doesn't really matter. He can fail, but I guess he's just taking no fail for precautions. He's rocking a 98% accuracy, which is pretty good, I'd say. But just playing this one off the bat. While Badu, the one player we've been hyping up a little bit, is holding the highest combo, but not the highest accuracy. Well, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an A rank S if he manages to full combo the rest of it. That's bringing it back up a bit now. As you mentioned though, Rohog superbly known for his hidden hard rock, and especially in terms of accuracy. Would hint that Romania have a really good hard rock lineup?
Yeah, this is actually a good showcase for the Score V2 in action. If you look at Badu's score with 1.3k combo, let's say that's a full combo for now with a 93% accuracy, and you compare it to Serki, who is a 99% accuracy and 300 combo less, Serki actually has a lot more points.
Like 150 accuracy.
Yeah, just because of his accuracy. That is huge. The lower the combos are, the more important accuracy is gonna be. Alright, this was Denmark's warm-up. The last one was Romania's. So the plots do belong to Romania. But that concludes the warm-up, and now we get into the nitty-gritty, which is rolling, banning, and then finally picking. And then it's important to actually not get a 93% accuracy, right?
It's always helpful if you get that 99 or above.
Yeah, that might be a little bit too close from comfort. You don't want to have a 93% accuracy on any of these group stage maps, because the maps in the group stage, as it is tradition, it's gonna be the easiest map pool of the entire tournament. It's gonna get harder and harder every single stage.
I've seen the rolls then. Sport Club is going to roll a 21 for Denmark, with Beto rolling a 65 for Romania, which means the first ban will be over to Denmark.
Alright, the first ban by Denmark is going to be the second free mod, which is Yume Maboroshi.
I mean, seeming to be a fan of the Natsu map.
I like the idea of banning it because Rohak is definitely gonna 2-mod it, and Beto is probably might go for a no mod, and then another teammate just sacrifices himself on like hidden or hard rock. And Romania's ban against Denmark, I think they might wanna ban more of the weaknesses they have. I'm not sure if they have a solid forming lineup on approach at 8 hidden maps. Rohak can definitely
Pendulum
play those.
Crush then.
Yeah, but it might be a lot of things. This is gonna be depending on what the other mystery members in this case almost are gonna bring to the table. Like if they all have like a tech inclining, then they might ban something which isn't tech. But if they're bad at tech, they might need to have to ban tech. But it's gonna be the second hidden one, which is, what a surprise, it is going to be Pendulum Crush.
Yeah, perfect prediction there, Fuzz.
Well, it is. If you just wait what players usually play when they try to farm PP, it is not approach date hidden, and that's one of the last skills that you ever try to practice. And that's why most people tend to not be able to do so unless they are tournament veterans and they already learned how bad they are at approach date hidden and how they need to get better at it.
So just to recover the bans then, so Denmark banning away the 3mod 2 Yumi Maboroshi, and Romania are going to ban away Air 8 Hidden and Pendulum Crush.
Alright, first pick is gonna lie with Romania's side. In terms of first pick, usually I would say no mod is a good choice, right? but I'd actually say maybe a modded pick would be pretty beneficial because of just Romania's lineup in terms of how they want to really win this. I could see. What do you think about the first no mod, for first free mod for Romania? Ooh, the one is DT1.
Time to answer that. Yeah, DT1. Ukiboshi, the more standard of the two DT maps. This one with the slightly higher BPM.
Yeah, this one is pretty much the speedy pick in this pool. It's just about speed, being able to follow the patterns, just being able to press the buttons. I mean, that's pretty much the essence of every song, but this one is a little bit faster than the other ones. So you just gotta be that much more quicker when clicking those juicy circles.
This is before DT as well, OD8. Meaning that accuracy might play a little bit more of a factor here.
Right, yeah. Also, don't trust the metadata at the bottom of the screen. That is before the applying of the mods. It is not as easy as it seems. It is not as slow as it seems. You gotta have to multiply all that with 1.5. Except for the star rating. Please don't multiply that one with 1.5. Oh, actually, never mind. Things have changed. At the bottom right, you see the mapper and the song name. So if you want to have a go at it, look it up on the OS wiki, or just look for the mapper.
For those who are interested in the stats, I do have them here. So it's AR 9.67 after the DT modification in circle size 4. This is 233 BPM and about 2 minutes long. I'm going at 5.44 star. Should be within all these players' skill set, really. This is a relatively straightforward map. They have a few burst patterns. I don't think burst exceeding 5 notes in length. A couple of kick sliders. I think it could really come down to a couple of misses that players would probably rather have not had, and accuracy.
Yeah, this one should definitely be in just the BPM range which Roha can definitely act on. So if I see something else than 99%, I'm gonna be actually surprised by Roha. But combo is still king. Accuracy is important, but only if everyone has the same combo, or everyone has a low combo. But now people are holding strong.
Don't want to start jinxing things too early, but Romania currently a small lead thanks to Bado and Rohulk holding that double A.
Boglova is trying his best. Has also really good accuracy currently on the GT pick.
I think Bado just missed. I can't tell if that was lag or not, but it looks like he has dropped.
Yeah, that was a miss. That is really. Oh no, never mind. That was actually just a lag. Wrong, false alarm. That was just a lag.
Gotta love. Nothing's changed from the tournament.
Nothing has changed.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
If you actually just look at the score difference in general, Team Denmark has a slight lead, mostly because only Rohulk and Bado have really good accuracies, but the other two members are lacking a little bit in that department, while Denmark generally has the four-man lineup with, where straight across the board, they all have good accuracy. That's pretty much the essence of the difference between a high seed and a lower seed.
I think we're having a few technical issues with players connecting. Hopefully we can get this resolved.
Ooh, 3 players are feeling like playing. Please don't jump the queue, wait for the other players. Alright, it actually ends up being a win for Denmark. That was anticlimactic.
Yeah, looks like Denmark managed to win that point by 490,000.
In terms of performances, Bedo has FC with a 99.16% accuracy. Rohak did slider break once, so he pretty much did an FC. And wait.
Beto FC.
Oh yeah. Rohak did an FC. Rohak did slider break once, so he didn't get an FC. Otherwise, he would have been a 4-man FC with some pretty good accuracies from Bedo and Rohak.
Yeah, but it was just that 3-2 is the reason. So actually, Romania
won it. Yeah, right. I saw the result from the script chat, and then I looked at the multiplayer link, and they just had 2 different results. That was interesting.
I don't know what to believe anymore. What's going on? But yeah, Romania do manage to win their pick then. That's big for them, getting that first point on the board.
Absolutely fake news. Romania did win. They played pretty well. I mean, a 3-man FC and Rohak just missing around 140 combos before the ending. Still 970,000 points. That's a lot of points. In essence, that performance could definitely rival something like Poland.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a really comfortable map for the Romanian squad. Definitely one that if any other teams are watching, they might have to consider banning it, but it is fairly straightforward, and if they have the consistency on it, it could be a free point for them. Moving then into the second map of the match, and in Denmark's first pick, Yellow Splash.
That's a more streamy pick with a few tech elements. The BPM isn't too fast. I think it's around 170. So, in essence, this one should be one of the easier picks in the pool. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 7 or 8 for AFC. But I think mostly accuracy is going to make the difference here.
Yeah, this is one of the shortest maps in the pool, only 1 minute and 46 seconds in length. And I mean, these are the kind of maps where if you miss in the middle, it's really painful. With Scorby 2 having that fixed score limit, it means that, you know, if you drop combo halfway through, you're pretty much only going to get about maybe 600k if you get to see the rest of it.
This is going to be a tough one. I'm not sure who's going to win. This is probably all down to execution, really. I think both teams have really good chances on this one.
I'm surprised Romania are opting to swap out Bedo for this. But the guy is really good at his technical stuff, and this is probably one of the most technical maps in the pool.
It's not. It's one of the more technical maps, but there's definitely more technical maps out there. But this one focuses a little bit more on streams, and if you look at the warm-up pick, the II map, it was 180 BPM streams, and he had a 93% accuracy.
That's true.
Granted, it was technical stream patterns, but still he didn't get an SS on the long streams, which didn't have any jumps in between them. So he's probably not feeling the stream accuracy right now, and I think it would be a good idea to swapping out. And him having that weakness right now, I think this is gonna look a lot better for Denmark.
Yeah, sometimes as well you can just get mind blocks and stuff. Maybe he's practiced it a couple of times. There's just that one pattern he can't hit, and he decides it might just be safer to swap someone in who maybe doesn't have that.
Yeah, this map has been assessed before, I think. It's not too difficult to get a 99% accuracy on it. If you get like a 96% accuracy on it, either you're one of the weaker players of the entire tournament, or you completely misaim the stream and then quickly catch yourself up.
There's a few issues getting Romania's last player into the lobby. Hopefully once they get in, we can get this map started.
Alright, Tonum has joined the lobby once again. Hopefully everyone is connected, good and safe to go. So this being Denmark's pick, what do you think would be a pick alternative for Romania next time around? Do you think they're gonna pick the second double time pick if you look at the first one being that much of a difference?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, you go from winning a double time map by 900k, you think, oh look, double time's our mod, right? This is definitely what we should be picking up again. But I mean, the first double time map is fairly more on the consistency side, and it may push them into picking something like No Mod 1 or picking another consistency style map.
Yeah, sounds fair, sounds fair. But now we'll have to focus on this one. P-Light, the Yellow Splash, the Stream starts, and the misses start. Sporklov with a really early miss. That is gonna call. Ooh, and then Chroma Row also is missing one time early. So those misses pretty much cancel each other out.
Yeah, a couple of early nerves, not the end of the world as long as they can regain that focus.
I mean, those misses might maybe just cost them the match.
Sport Clubber missing first gives them a slight advantage currently to Denmark.
That is a really bad miss from Rohak.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt. Denmark's score lead going to start increasing significantly now, pulling away from that of Romania. Both Chroma and Sport Glover have found their feet again, trying to build up combos to match those of the 4 combos. But there goes a Turnham, and that could be it for Romania on this.
Sport Glover has unfortunately destroyed the dream of the former NFC. But it's still only a dream of having a Freeman FC. There are still plenty of notes to go.
No double S's on the board, but through really impressive accuracies for Denmark, Serki, Razor and Sport all boasting that high 99%.
And there goes Serki.
Rip Serki.
Serki actually is really good at these types of maps. That is an unlucky miss, but it doesn't. It's not gonna make a difference because Romania just missed a bunch.
And at the end of the day, that's what this game is all about, not missing. Denmark get themselves on the board. It's a really good pick from them. Does this mean, though, that Romania have a slightly weaker side for maps like this, or is it just a bad performance? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Denmark performed as expected. They performed pretty well with the 2-man FC, and the 2 other ones kind of almost being NFC. Sporklov with the early miss, Cirque with the late miss. Romania, I think that's just one of their weaknesses right now, because Bado, as you saw in the warm-up, maybe that gave Denmark a bit of too much information regarding stream picks. Him just getting 93% accuracy on something like that. Plus, looking at the other members not being able to fill in his shoes and FC it with really good accuracy. I think this was just a really good pick by Denmark, and I think this pick can be abused by other teams playing against Romania in the future in the group stages.
I think then the next pick for Romania is quite important. Get themselves back.
Alright, now it finally is the 3-mod 1. I was thinking about it, but they did go for the double tap 1 first, which was a good pick. By no means, it was definitely a good pick. But now they're finally going for the 3-mod 1. I think mods is definitely the way to go for them. Denmark, I think, is just way too comfortable on no mod.
And you get to put Rohawk on his comfy hidden hard rock. That modification he is real proud of. That guy boasts some seriously impressive score V2 accuracy with the mod. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him carry Romania through this pick.
Yeah, and this one's a classic, this 3-mod. I'm not surprised if Rohak is going hidden hard rock, and maybe Bado is also going hidden hard rock. Wouldn't be surprising. Or maybe Bado is just going for the no mod and another guy is gonna sacrifice himself. There's a lot of valid strategies, but yeah, this one being 220 BPM, a bit of high density kind of, because the approach rate I believe is 9 flat. So on hidden it's gonna be a bit high in terms of density, on hard rock it's gonna be a bit easier, but still it's hard rock, so it's gonna be slightly harder to act and to aim properly.
I'm not sure at all what kind of mods Denmark are going to go for here. You think we'll see a hard rock from any of them?
For Denmark, I wouldn't. I think Serki might just go hard rock or hidden. He's pretty good with both of them. Maybe tending more towards the hard rock side, but his reading is definitely not bad, so he would be able to hidden it. Spark Lover, either way too. Hard rock if he wants a little bit more score, but hidden might be the safer bet maybe. Or maybe they feel inclined because of Rohak and just Team Romania going a lot of mods, that they respond with a lot of mods too. There's something which is called over modding, where you just put on too many mods for some reason.
Yeah, and I think it's a huge thing to be like, oh, but they're putting this many mods and we should retaliate, and then you just put yourself out of your comfort zone. And I think what Romania has done here is very interesting, with 3 players taking mods, all 3 of them hard rockers.
Yeah, I mean, this maybe ties into their Approach 8 hard rock, Approach 8 hidden ban, because Approach 8 hidden, the map is just the highest density I think in the pool currently, and this is a bit of a high density pick, and then banning it kind of means they don't feel comfortable on it. And so it doesn't surprise me that they don't feel comfortable on this one either on no mods and feel a lot better on hard rock.
Yeah, both the 3 mods are AR9 as well, which, as you said, if they're not comfortable on the lower ARs, they're more inclined to pop on that hard rock. We see a lot of early breaks across the board, 2 for Romania on Rohulk and Roly, and then 1 on... I feel the no mod breaks are slightly more significant, as it's the easier of the mods. But currently Denmark will start to extend the lead. More breaks from Rohulk, showing some inconsistency on this pick.
Yeah, the execution just isn't there for this pick.
Into the second QI, and Romania really needing misses from Denmark on this.
It's a 400,000 points lead, and the map is nearing its end. I don't think a fade is really gonna happen here.
Roly also finding another break. Balo drops his double S, so there will be neither from either team. But they both, him and Razor, having that 99.8. So I think this is a lack of execution from Romania, and Denmark are going to steal away the...
Yeah, and that concludes the Brest or Leave the Premises for the Denmark team. It's gonna be a win for them. Romania, it was a good idea, I think. I mean, just judging Eternal, for example, getting 10 100s on Hard Rock, that's pretty good, I'd say. Sparklove obviously also getting a good score. But just looking at the I guess non-star players from Romania, having good scores on them on this pick definitely shows a lot of potential. But unfortunately, Rohak's performance wasn't there, and a few misses were there here and there. Didn't work out.
Yeah, other than Roly, the accuracy on for the side of Romania was far superior to that of Denmark's. But this is a combo game, and the combos were. In fact, it was all so close to the 4-man FC there for Denmark, with Serki breaking in the last 50 combo. Oh, sorry, no, he broke right at the start. He broke in the first.
Yeah. It was an early miss, unfortunately, but Denmark was able to recover from it. So no huge damage has been dealt because Romania just kept on missing.
Denmark's pick advantage, and they're going to go for some more streaming and Harlequin, the Hard Rock map.
I think this is a really good idea. I mean, just think about it. The Nomad map, which was streamy, was a no-go for Romania, right? And they did have to swap out Bedo for another guy. This time around, they also noticed information that Rohak is underperforming on Hard Rock a little bit. So they going for this streamy Hard Rock pick, I don't think is definitely not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. I wonder if they're going to swap out Bado again for this. The only issue I can see is that if the last performance was just a blip from Romania, you're putting them on a high approach rate map, which is something that they might prefer.
Yeah, and looking at the last performance, Sporglov and Telomere both hard rock scene. I mean, why not? It's a really, really good pick, I think. But after this one, it's gonna be interesting. I think we need to either dabble into the consistency no mod or into a tech pick. Or some kind of spicy no mod, I think. Denmark might actually also go for hidden, but that's more up in the air. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I don't see Romania opting for hidden, to be fair. Based on that free mod 1 performance as well, only Rohog took hidden, but that's because he's just so comfortable on hidden hard rock, where the other two mod options were both just hard rock without.
Well, hidden and hard rock and just hidden alone are a little bit of two different beasts. It's not too big of a difference between hard rock and hidden hard rock. You do only lose the approach circles, which removes a little bit of cluster on the screen at the same time. So it actually, for some people it makes it easy to read, for some people it makes it harder because they're used to it. But hidden only on maps might make things really different compared to normal. Oh yeah, this one being Halo Queen 164 BPM streams. There are a few stream jumps in there which you have to pay attention to, and some 1/3 notes. We do see some egg drops on that one stream jump. An early miss by Chiu though. Everyone else is holding combo. And that's a 99.8% accuracy so far from Roark.
Followed with 99% on a Turnham. Really solid accuracy coming out from Romania so far. But that early break on Chewy, if Denmark can get their accuracy up, could be a massive influence on the result of this match.
One break by Denmark might just completely shift the landscape of this match.
Well, Romania currently have the lead, just based on accuracy alone.
Yeah, just look at it. 99% accuracy from Eternum and then 99.7 from Rohog, and that's a miss by Mayhem Socks, and that's gonna give a huge lead over to Romania.
That's a really appropriate username.
I mean, Eternum definitely showed up in the one free mod pick, but now he's definitely showing up. And Bado, for example, who was missing in the one normal streaming map, is just showing up too. 97% accuracy. It's nothing to scoff at. It might not be the team's best performance, but it is enough to support his team.
Gonna see another break from Chewy, but I think the damage is done at this point. The accuracies from the remaining Romania players, and especially Rohog, still pushing that 99% on this map, which is incredibly impressive stuff with Scorby. No fails or massive miss-aims on the final stream, and that will be making the score 2-2.
I remember talking about this map. I haven't seen a 99% accuracy score yet. Most of the scores on this map are 95 to 97, a few 98s. But we were talking about it just before the match, I think, that there's gonna be a 99% one. Someone is gonna do it, some accuracy player. And here we have it, Rohak, achieving the 99%.
What a comeback from that previous hard rock pick as well. You know, he two misses the free mod map on his most comfortable mods, and then he pulls this performance out. It's a real confidence boost for the Romanian team and himself.
Yeah, I mean, winning on Denmark's pick, I like the idea behind it, but Romania just showed up out of... I mean, maybe that was the kind of performance they were trying to go for the free mod pick. Roark was a little bit missing action when it came to some of the combo in that free mod pick, but in this just flat out hard rock pick, pretty much all the stars aligned, I think.
I'm just seeing the game chat that Bado has told us to pronounce Chewy like Q, so like Qe, I guess, Q. Or Q. Let's go with Q.
I think, yeah, we'll go with Q. Thanks, Bado. I hope your name is being pronounced correctly. If not, feel free to hit us up.
Yeah, pronunciation is not my strong suit. I try.
This is exactly something we need to go through every single iteration of the World Cup. There's always so many ways to pronounce different names, especially the Japanese players. Sometimes they have a really specific way to pronounce it and you just don't know it, and then people complain in chat, and then you slowly catch on. Oh, wait a second, that's not your knee, that's not a kneecap, that's a knee. I remember that very specific example from the Japanese team once. And they're gonna go for the second downward side pick. We did talk about this. Definitely one avenue to try out. The first one worked wonders, so the second one, hey, why not? Let's try it. How does this double time compare to the first one, Day?
The first double time we saw was slightly more on the consistent side. This one's a bit more about finger control. BPM's coming down a little bit to 215. And throughout the map, we'll see a couple of patterns where if you just slightly lose control of your fingers, you're very likely to break. But overall, should be fairly comfortable for both teams. I expect, given the performance on DT1 at the beginning of this match, Romania should have the edge on there.
Yeah, I also think, just judging by the previous performances, I think Romania definitely has a good chance, but Denmark, I think they're up for it. Like, Serki is pretty good at double time, Sporklov as well. Telomere, he definitely showed up, he's pretty good. Razor also performed pretty well so far. I think they definitely have a chance. Oh, Rourke is going out for this one? Alright.
Yeah, looks like they're bringing in Buru for the first time in this match.
Yeah, I mean, Team Romania has more inside information than we do, so maybe they tried it out a few times and Rourke maybe has a mind block on this one. Who knows, but they'll definitely know best, hopefully. Or maybe he has to calm his nerves after getting that 99% accuracy on Harvard. Who knows?
Maybe he overboiled his blood and he just needs to have a little sit back and cool down a bit.
Sit back, relax, watch your team, and if you lose a point, get back that flame of trying your best on the next pick to get that just tied up again. So far, combos are holding strong. It's gonna be pretty much consistently difficult throughout the map. There is a bit of a finger control-y part, which is around the middle slash 2/3 mark, I'd say. Otherwise, it's consistent. Just don't lose your way, really.
There's these doubles and quad streams which can really catch you out. Just one mistap and it's all, you break, and that can then set into your mind for future.
Yeah, all
eyes on so far.
He's one of the highest accuracies in the lobby for his team, at least. Razor and Serki, for example, holding really good accuracy.
Yeah, Serki's only got one, I think 100 at this point, with Razor only with 2, so really impressive start from the Danish team.
Just a slight accuracy advantage due to Razor and Serki. But Telomere, and that's a miss by Razor, and Telomere does have a bit of an accuracy drop.
Before the miss, the accuracy was actually giving Romania a slight lead, with Telomere having that 97%, but that miss from Razor about halfway into the map is really going to hurt the Denmark team. And they need Romania to break even, I think 2 times, one from 2 players, to get back into.
Alright, now the solo starts. There's gonna be a few doubles and Vuru is gonna miss. That is really unfortunate. Well, I think he's gonna have a higher score than Razor. Or is he? That's gonna be a big question. He has 1% less accuracy, which is making the score gap be a lot closer than it should be.
It looks really close, only about 100k points in it, which is the difference between Vuru and Razor. But Razor has that 300 combo. He's going to be gaining more points for his team.
150,000 points and it's closing, and that's gonna be a miss by Chromaro, and I think that's gonna be the nail in the coffin, unless someone misses on the Denmark side.
It's going to be super close, another miss, and a miss from Badu, which is huge for Denmark, and they're going to take the score lead. The final spinner will secure them that third.
By 70,000 points. Oh no.
That was such a nail biter. Both teams break that 4 million point score. But it will be Denmark who come out on top. Get themselves ahead as well, and that's stealing away a Romanian pick, which means they can pick correctly, get a good one, and go 4 points up and be on match point. It puts them in such a good position in this match.
Oh man, that pick was actually, I think, pretty well thought out. It came really down to the last notes. If you simulate this pick so many times between both teams, it might just end up being a 50-50 or probably like a 60-40 for Romania, but the stars aligned this time around and Denmark just had one guy missing while Romania had two people missing right at the end, unluckily. The next pick is gonna be indifferences. That's the tactic.
I love this map.
We finally see it.
I'm very happy right now.
Since you're so happy about it, why are you so happy about it? What's so cool about this pick?
Mainly that the song is a bit of a banger. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy the song for just the song itself. But the thing I love about this map, and especially in tournaments, and I know a lot of people might disagree, but it's not a sight readable map. I mean, unless you're an absolute god, because there are a couple of really tricky overlap stream patterns, and if you haven't seen them before, they can really throw you off. There's also a really cool part about this map where the drop in the second third, the entire note placement is on the bottom half of the screen, apart from the little bells which will be at the top. But the deceptively low star rating, this map is 4.7 stars. It's definitely something that shouldn't trick you. This map can pack a punch.
Yeah, being split into two parts, the first one being the overlaps where you have to be really careful. There's always the burst and then a short break and then you have to hit the slider. Even if they overlap perfectly, you still have to take a short break, and if you tap one note too many, then you might just hit the slider and then get a 50 or maybe even a slider break and lose your combo. And that's not something you want. So that's the only really difficulty at the beginning, the stop after the burst into the slider and then the triple overlap. And the second one is just gonna be the sliders you have to follow. I'm not sure which team I'm gonna favor here, maybe a little bit of Denmark? It's gonna be a question mark though, maybe something like 60-40 for Denmark.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be super close, and once again, just come down to who's slightly less consistent in the one play they get at the. We're coming off the back of a slightly finger control map as well, which I think will benefit the players going into this. We see once again Rohog not in the Romanian roster as well, where Denmark is rocking the roster that they've used a lot this match with Spork, Telemir, Razor and Serki.
Also, don't forget that this tournament is being played like the previous iterations on Scorby 2, which means that the slider heads are important to hit accurately. If you mistime the start of the slider, you still get a 150 depending on how mistimed you really were.
Very early miss, or a couple of misses from Chroma. Seems to not be feeling comfortable so far on this, and a miss from Q as well. Really rough start here for Romania.
Yeah, but the other the misses, the better it is. If Denmark misses right in the middle, that's pretty much the least amount of combo they can get. So there is still a little bit of hope left, but this map being not too terribly difficult, and seeing Denmark's performance on the stream map, being pretty confident on finger control maps, I think it's looking a little bit bad for Romania.
Denmark looking very comfortable right now as we're going to go into the breakdown. 1 SS for both sides, Sport Clubber and Bado going head to head right now for the top score. Love this whole part of this map is on the bottom half of the screen. Just a really unique thing about it that I really enjoy. A drop from a tournament, I believe this point well and sealed now for Denmark. But can they get that full combo? I don't think they've done it yet this match. Can Spork hold on to that double S?
The answer is yes, he can.
Beautiful stuff from Sport Glover. And a really solid performance from Denmark. This is a really good pick for them, it seems. A 4-way full combo. Double S for Sport Glover. High 99% for Serki. And Bado, the only player from Romania, getting a full combo.
And that's going to bring Denmark to match point. That's going to be a lot of pressure on Romania. And that's the Nomads 4 pick. They're actually going for the alternate pick. So pretty much all the Nomads have been picked except for the first one. Definitely trying to prevent getting that one picked.
The question is, does Denmark have another pick in their pocket, right? Because they have the only remaining pick. If Romania win this point, they have the only remaining pick of the match before tiebreak. But would you say that this map is actually favoured for Romania?
I think this one is going to be close too. Rock and Badu is definitely going to have a really good performance and showing on this one. I've seen some of his plays in multiplayer with him, and he's really good at technical stuff and alternating. And that's something he's definitely going to be good at. And this time around, Rohak is going to be able to also play and perform on it, because he also plays a bunch of alternating from time to time. Denmark, however, also has a decent showing. I mean, they have Sport Glover and Turkey. That's already 2 people I know confirmed which are pretty okay on it. And then Denmark just has to have 2 out of 6 people to show up, and that's it. I'm not sure about the other teammates of Romania either. Like, it's pretty much, I think, about the 2 other people in both teams, pretty much.
Romania have to win this one to stay in this match. And they're hoping to do it on a Rewire Terrorism. 280 BPM, the alt style pick for the pool. Do you think we'll see anyone single tapping?
There's always this one oddball out who's gonna single tap.
I feel 280 is that kind of limit for a lot of players where they decide, actually, you know what, this is better to alternate.
And yeah, we do see full alternate from everyone.
I'm from Eternum.
Oh, wait, is Eternum really? Yeah, Eternum is actually single tapping. You're right. And he just showed me, because when I just barely look at his screen, he actually used the other key. Alright, so the good thing about this map, at least, it's consistently intense throughout the entire map. So if someone is struggling on this type of map, you can definitely see throughout the beginning. And that's maybe when you can almost determine the winner of the match.
Had a very early break from Sport Glover, but it looks like he's found his feet again. And it's just that one miss separating the teams right now.
Yeah, but getting a 4-man FC on this map is exceedingly rare.
All players looking pretty comfortable on this. There's only a couple of lower accuracies over on the Danish side, but so far so good. Seems to be another pick that's going to come down to the 1 or 2 misses. And there's one from Eternum. And another, looks like he's starting to find a few slip-ups here, and that's going to give the Danish side the score lead. See it flick on over. Razor finding.
Yeah, that's also gonna be a miss by Razor. It's gonna be hard to say really who's gonna win this one, because Eternum did miss again. It might come either down to accuracy or just another single miss.
Yeah, Eternum being the only Romanian missing right now is really keeping them in this. If it was a second break on the Romanian side, it would mean a lot more. But if the 3 players from Romania can hold on, which they can't, as Rolly breaks. That's exactly as I say that. Oh, now it's Denmark's show to run away.
They're getting leads. Eternal missing once again, and Denmark doesn't show any signs of weakness right now at the end of this map, and like just increasing the lead to up to 300,000 points. Man, that was close up until the point, then Denmark just ran away with it.
Yeah, it looks like it was going to be a really close game, but it looks like Denmark did get the better of Romania here. A very good win for them, as we mentioned at the start of this match, these being the high seed and low seed of their group. So this match could have been a pretty big factor in who goes through. But well played to both teams.
Yeah, that's an important win for Denmark. Now they only have to combat Italy, who definitely showed up pretty big against Poland. And then they'll have to show up against Poland, right? So they still have a tough road to go, but that's one check mark off the list to advance to the bracket stage.